I grouped three sundry poems together, villanelles as it happened to be, and called them The Devil's Triangle: McConnell, Gorsuch, Kavanaugh. The poems were posted individually at my blog somewhere or other, and I thought they would make a set. Excuse me. Being villanelles, there's a lot of repetition, and I'm not sure that the sentences always flow together very nicely. I haven't looked at these probably in ages, but just with the political situation of today, it seemed appropriate to read these. If I'm going to read anything of my own, the political drivel that I occasionally put out seems the appropriate stuff. So here it is. The Devil's Triangle: McConnell, Gorsuch, Kavanaugh. One, first devil, Mitch McConnell. The voters chose to switch to Mitch. Kentucky likes that kind of flam. Who chose to make the court his bitch? You can when you have struck it rich, and Mitch is rich, so thank you, ma'am. The voters chose to switch to Mitch, and even though he pulled a switch, a bait and switch, who gives a damn? Who chose to make the court his bitch? The voters did. There was no glitch. They love his wealth, approve his scam. The voters chose to switch to Mitch. What he has sworn went to the ditch. Support, defend, not his program. Who chose to make the court his bitch? McConnell did, so worked to stitch collusion's web. Yippee, grand slam. The voters chose to switch to Mitch, who chose to make the court his bitch. Two. Second devil, Neil Gorsuch. His was no brilliant legal mind, but adequate, if dull, was Neil's. In ethics he fell far behind. Law school is tough, the bar's unkind. But since he was the kind that steals, his was no brilliant legal mind, but bending he some way could find, even the way an orange unpeels. In ethics he fell far behind, but a friend who the rules maligned figured a cheat and turned the wheels. His was no brilliant legal mind, but Gorsuch knew that men were blind to subtle thefts and backroom deals. In ethics he fell far behind, but when his buddies' tricks aligned, he leapfrogged those who had ideals. His was no brilliant legal mind. In ethics he fell far behind. Obviously, the friend who the rules maligned, or to put it without the inversion, the friend who maligned the rules would be the first devil aforesaid. So, number 3, third devil, Brett Kavanaugh. He was, they said, a sloppy drunk, but had connections hard to get. Skin lily white, a wealthy punk, he claimed it put him in a funk to be traduced. Yet, pouty Brett, he was, they said, a sloppy drunk, and it was proven, so with spunk he railed against the sobriquet. skin lily white, a wealthy punk. He said, "That reputation's bunk. My soul is white." His eyes were wet. He was, they said, a sloppy drunk, who at a party whipped his junk in a girl's face and jacked it yet. Skin lily white, a wealthy punk. He lied, but lies did not see sunk his hopes. Lies gained his coronet. He was, they said, a sloppy drunk, skin lily white, a wealthy punk. These, alas, have not been compiled into any book, so if you want them, you have to go to my website and print them down. This is the sheet I am reading from right now. Something happened to the edge of it there. If you like that kind of drivel, you may try my book entitled Small Poems up at the Lulu site. Links are all over my website for it if you're so inclined. Regardless, this was my reading of The Devil's Triangle, McConnell, Gorsuch, and Kavanaugh.